Gentlemen, congratulations on another victory. Tell me, when you come up against a side like Argentina and you come off the back of a couple of wins against the Springboks, what's it like to be able to continue that winning momentum? Because from the highs of South Africa, the world champs, to then taking on another opposition, what's it been like, the mentality within the group over the last 7-8 days?
Well, that's the challenge, isn't it? Us as a squad and as a team, we want to consistently improve. And as you said, we've built a bit of success off the past 3 games, which is really pleasing. But I think the coach Renz has said it the best. There's still a lot of improvement in us, and where we want to be is, a lot higher. So for us, it's just about training each week and making sure that we, tick all the boxes and making sure that we keep consistently improving. Argentina are a good team, so if you don't keep improving, they'll find a way to beat you. So our mindset's solely on this weekend and going again.
James, does it feel like there's a bit of a buzz within the camp? Because there's been, a number of tough years, probably pretty much since the 2015 World Cup, if we're honest. Does it feel like the group is getting to a place where it can consistently deliver winning performances?
There's definitely a good feeling in the camp. The boys have worked extremely hard for mainly this year. A lot of boys have been away from home and sacrificed a lot. So we've put a lot of effort into our game, and I think we're starting to play a game that we're proud of. In the same breath, though, there's a lot of improvement in us. So I guess as a player, I'm really enjoying this time. We've got a bit of success in the last 3 games, and we're looking at rounding off the championship with another win. So we've got to make sure that we prepare and leave no stone unturned and make sure we turn up.
And perhaps just a question for both of you. James, you played under 4 test kind of coaching programs, and Samu just 2, I think. What are the distinct differences between under Dave Rennie, but also like guys like Scott Wisemantle particularly, because Wisey's been around for bloody donkey's years now.
Yeah, especially for me coming back into camp, it's been a refreshing group, and I think I've harped on it before, but the foundations that the coaching staff, and I think it's been an awesome space of growth, but also trying to improve, like Slippy's been saying. We haven't reached the ceiling that we want to get to. We've had awesome wins, but there's still so much more that we can improve on. And from the weekend, we're happy with the win, but there's a lot of missed opportunities and little detail that we can clean up. And every Monday we come in, the coaches set that up by the way they speak to us, by the way they present. I think it's awesome growth for the group to not be happy with where we are, just to keep growing.
And James, do you mind just making a comment? Because Hoop said on Saturday night there seemed like a real clarity of plan, game plan even.
Yeah, I guess from a coach's point of view, I think they've come together really well. The players have really bought into what they're trying to achieve here at the Wallaby level. So, Renz with Tatsy and Wisey, as you said, and Para underneath that is, they're working really good as a group, and they're, I guess, implementing a game that we love to play as well. So it's built on being fit, being skillful, being powerful, and at no stage do we think we're the final touch. But it's a game plan that you're right. There is a lot of clarity in it, and there's a lot of room for us to improve as well. So we're very happy as a playing group being under Renz, and we're really enjoying our time. And what we've seen the last couple of years is a lot of new players come in as well and really put their hand up. So, in terms of where Rugby Australia is going, I think it's in a positive way.
So, can I ask you, mate, you come back and made an immediate sort of impression on this team, and a bit of chat that you're now the world's best centre. Like, there's some really high praise for you after what you've come back and been able to do. Where do you feel like your game has improved since you last played for the Wallabies?
I'm definitely not the world's best centre at the moment. I think there's a lot of more better players out there at the moment. I think spending my time abroad, especially in Japan, they've got a big focus on skill set over there, and I had to kind of adapt my game. And funnily enough, our backs coach there worked with Dave at over in Europe, so a lot of the things that we've worked on at Suntory is similar to what the Wallaby boys are doing here, and I think that skill set is something that I've always wanted to improve, and I think just getting that hunger to continue that way. I'm getting older, 28 today, so the body's not going to be 30. I'll just keep saying 30, but the body's not going to be the same as I keep getting older, so I got to adapt the way I play. And someone that has inspired me was Ma'a Nonu. So seeing a player like that transform his skill set, it's something that I wanna get to one day. And so it's definitely just adding armour to the armoury.
I was going to say, like, when you think of Ma'a in that sort of 2015 range, he really was able to throw sort of 20-metre cutout passes on either side, as well as being that big ball carrier like you are right now. Is that the goal, to be that sort of complete? You can you can make decisions, you can throw those passes, but you can also bend the line like you already do?
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely where I want to get to, is just like I said, having armoury in the armour. And for me, is about just progressing, never being happy with where I am, and always having a glass half full of my performances, and obviously trying to be consistent. But for me, I know what I'm good at as well. I know that my ball carry can be strong in that offload space, so it doesn't mean I just park that. I definitely keep training that during training, and the connections I have with other centres, especially Lenny. So it's just a evolving piece that I just want to keep improving.
And just one more from me on that. You obviously play with Bowden Barrett over there. Do you pick up any sort of skill tips or development sort of training, playing alongside a guy who's got such good, I suppose, ball handling skills, and is just so skillful in general?
Yeah, he actually he helped a lot. He was an open book for me over there, and on Wednesdays we have extras and stuff, and I'll just tag along with him. And even after the sessions, I think for him the biggest thing I took out of him was simplicity. The simple skill set, simple kicking, simple things done really, really well. And I thought, he done that. The amount of time he puts in his work. So I wanted to do the same. So picking up extra passing on a day off, or extra kicking on a day off, on top of the recovery stuff, which he's big on as well. So it's all those little things I feel like they add together, and over time you keep building that, it becomes a habit. And in times of pressure in the game, you just fall back onto your habits, and which is something that I want to fall back to. Simplicity, if it's through running, if it's through a simple pass or kicking game.
Hi Samu, happy birthday, mate.
Thank you.
Mario was saying in his press conference on Saturday night that he's really seen a maturity in your game since you returned to the test field. Do you share that same idea? Do you think you're a lot more of a mature player now, and how has the Sevens program, as well as playing in Japan, helped with that maturity?
Yeah, I feel a bit more calmer out there, and trying not to do too much. I think that's the maturity levels of playing over a couple of years now, and I think as well, being away from the game and coming back into the Wallabies group, they've just simplified my job as well. And like Slippy has said, it's such a detailed game where I know exactly where I'm meant to be. I know exactly what I need to be doing, and the only time that doesn't happen is if I miss it. And the Sevens helped a lot with the skill set as well, and the conditioning side of the game. They got me pretty fit, and the more fitter I am, the more things I can see, and just the more calmer I have to be. And again, just being away from the Wallaby jersey and coming back into it, when you get an opportunity, you don't want to kind of let it go. So I'm just trying to play some mature rugby, and I think guys like Slippy, Hoops, and Quady around, and even Whitey, in our team, when we're all on the field, you can feel that maturity, and you just feed off it as much as the energy that the young guys are giving, the hunger that the young guys are giving. And it's just right now, it's just a great storm for me on the field.
Just a question for either of you. You talked about there's a lot of improvement still needed after that game, but the defence was probably arguably one of the best of the year. I think it was conceded no clean breaks and only the one try from the maul. What do you attest that sort of defensive growth down to across the sort of TRC period?
I think we obviously started pretty poorly against the All Blacks defensively. We got found out a few times just in our system and probably just our dominance in the tackle and then in the breakdown itself off the back of that. So I think just simplifying it through Tatsy and just making sure that players make their tackles and then their second actions either get to their feet or put pressure on the ball. I think in terms of the system, it works, and it's up to the individual player to make sure he brings it on the weekend because, as Sam said, Test rugby, all those little things add up into a big result at the end of the day. So I think defensively we're growing. We just had our review and Dan touched on the maul try that we conceded. So we've been wrapped over the knuckles for that. So, there's still, pretty much in all of our game, there's still a lot of improvement and by no means do we think we're there yet. We've got a long way to go and this weekend will be another challenge for us to put our defence into place.
Sloops, on Saturday night, Dave said that had an opportunity to be grumpy by the points that were left out there. Can you just give us an insight into that review? Was it a bit different off the back of a win, but maybe not as polished performance as the week earlier?
Yeah, it was one of those games where you felt a little bit unfulfilled after the game. Like, we won the test and that's great, and that's what we're here to do. But we're a group striving to play a really good game of rugby, and that's what's driving us at the moment. So the feeling in the change room was, I wouldn't say it was a downer, but we celebrated, but most of the individuals involved in the game realised that there was so much more that we can do, and in terms of the review today, it's like identifying where we can improve. And I guess this press conference we've said improvement a lot, but that's kind of where we are. We lost 3 games in a row to the All Blacks, so we kind of took a hit in confidence there. But we've seen 3 pretty good games off the back of that, and that's something we're proud of. But it's something that's going to drive us further, and it has to, because we want to be a really good Wallaby team that wins trophies, and and we've got a lot of improvement left in us, and this week's no different. It's going to be, the Argentinians will be better, so we're expecting a really hard fought game.